want you to be able to live life from a place of thriving. And those career goals you have, or money goals you have, or whatever it is, they're likely going to come from other people, or through other people, I mean. And so getting out, and I'm not talking about networking, I'm talking about real relationships. I'm talking about connecting.
You've gotten great at divine working, but what about divine living? Welcome to the Divine Living Podcast. I'm your host, Gina DeVee. You're not alone in wanting more, and here at the Divine Living Podcast, you can expect to be part of conversations from women like us who unapologetically dream big and are obsessed with manifesting our most fabulous lives. The conversation starts now.
Hey, beautiful. Happy Monday to you. Hi from New York City. Oh my gosh. What a weekend. What a weekend. A lot transpired. Glenn drove a moving truck across the country with our Lily. Lily and I have finally been reunited for the first time since COVID, when we moved to Miami. She's headed over to me now. Little Lily, you hear me talking about you, don't you? It's so great to have this little fur baby back in the house. She's getting used to New York noises, so you might hear a little woof woof as she hears someone outside her door. But it's been so great, and Baby Love and I had such a great time. And I had the most epic Saturday night before they all rolled into town. I reached out to go to dinner with a girlfriend, and she's like, you pick. I'm like, you live here. But anyways, I hadn't been to my favorite restaurant in New York since I've been here. And admittedly, it's a little over the top. It's just like all kinds of exquisite spectacularness. I'm not going to embarrass myself and try and pronounce it because it's in French and it means the frog, but I don't know how to say it. So I'll put a link in the show notes so you can see what this is if you haven't been it. And, it's like I was going to get together with this girlfriend, and I woke up that morning thinking like, oh man, I really want to go there. But I'm like, it's fairly decadent. I'll just say it that way. And I was like looking for something more reasonable. I know, but sometimes I forget what Gina DeVee teaches as well. So somehow I had it that reasonable was the thing that I should do with this girlfriend on a Saturday night. So I go, and I had gotten my hair blown out and took myself to lunch. And so I had brought my journal to lunch because I wanted to just spend some quality time with me in that way. And I get on my phone and I spend 2 hours, I kid you not, looking for a place that'd be the right spot for dinner. Nothing was lining up. The places I wanted to go were booked. Other places I just wasn't sure. And my friend lives on, or I thought, the Upper East Side. So it's I was picking somewhere sort of in the middle for us. And at the end of an hour and 45 minutes, I was like, F it. And I go on Open Table, and there was one reservation left for this favorite restaurant of mine. So I go in and book it. And I was like, what up? Live large, people, live large. So I go, I get there. It's every level. I hadn't been there since before COVID. So it was everything I remembered it to be. The bartender is there with bells on. The ambiance is just incredible. It was so good to see my friend. She just looked gorgeous. And we, started out at the bar, then moved to the dinner service at the table, and it was just divine. Every course was incredible, and we just had a great conversation and so much fun and laughed and looked around and people gazed, and it was just so exquisite. It was a real experience. And then this jazz quartet came on and live music started, and it was everything was literally divine. And I was thinking about it. Where do you meet high vibe quality women who are into the same things you are, have the same interests, where it can like actually be friendships. I think that so many relationships these days are just transactional. It's about like, what can I get from this person? What can you do from me? You know, everything is so business and work focused and related. It just kind of like sucks the life out of it. And Susan is my friend's name. She's actually been on the podcast as well. She and I met at a live event. She came to one of my events and has been to other retreats since then. She's an exquisite fashion designer. And here was the thing that I was thinking about afterwards. And thank goodness she took pictures. Like, this was not supposed to be about content or anything like that. I did post a few pictures on Instagram that she took. It's like when you gather for a similar purpose, get out of your house, put some makeup on, get a little dressed up, travel a bit. And there's just this natural affinity and natural connection that you have with the people in the room. And then from that place, whatever's meant to take place takes place. If it's meant to be a lifelong friend, if it is meant to be a business bestie or a mastermind partner. In Susan's and mine situation, like, we did this gorgeous collaboration with her clothing line when I was in Italy. It's like the natural connection, though, came first. And so I've just been thinking about this, like, as the world is opening up, and I'm hearing and seeing people starting to travel more, which always warms my heart to see a woman live life and not just sit behind the computer and not just work and not even just think about making money. I get it. I don't know a woman right now who's not in a major life transition. I mean, I've got friends getting divorced. I've got people I know are getting severe health diagnoses. There's, other people I know, clients have gotten let go of from certain jobs and positions, and, other people are moving across the country, or out of the country even. It's major life change going on. And I just wanted this to be a reminder that it's all going to be okay. It's life. And the more that we get great at living fully in the present moment, meaning feeling alive and vivacious and sexy before the soulmate shows up, like feeling happy and exuberant before the contract gets signed, really, really living. We become the magnetic vortex, and we then attract to us more of what we actually desire and more of what we are meant to have and experience in our life, versus the fear and the worry and the stress and the tightness and like the getting all small. And I got to tell you, with all of the uncertainty in my life right now, this doesn't necessarily daily flow naturally out of me. Oftentimes, it must be a choice. Oftentimes, I am having to choose and remind myself that it is a choice to choose to believe that things are working out for me on my behalf before I have seen the results. It's a choice to tap into and believe and feel into that God is working behind the scenes. It is a choice to choose certain emotions sometimes. If the fear or the anxiety or the tightness and the smallness sets in, it's a choice to choose joy, abundance, big thinking, opportunities are flowing my way. Love, calmness, gratitude, peacefulness, whatever that is that you'd like to choose for yourself. And here's what we know. Every day every hour even, but every day goes by and we don't get that back. And as queens and as women, we know that being present and finding something good, something glorious, something like, if you know, I know if you're feeling stuck in something, doing something to move something forward. Back to, we always have a choice. You have a choice. If things aren't working out in your business and you want to move something forward, go for a run, go work out, move your body goals forward. If you're feeling sluggish with the body goals, then go reach out to someone and connect and have like a real girlfriend relationship conversation. Move your friend goals forward. There's something, you know, if you're feeling like, I don't know, stuck in another area, I don't know, go organize your fridge. Like get your organization goals moving forward. Moving forward in some way will help you move the energy. And it doesn't always have to mean finding the one, signing a book deal, getting on TV, you know, making a certain amount of money. That might not be your divine assignment today. I want you to find your divine assignment today. And I'm going to really, really imagine that it's going to involve getting out of your house or your environment in some way. I think the amount of time that we women have gotten overly responsible and we're literally staying inside, you don't get to tap into the other opportunities. And just scrolling the phone and the amount of time that we spend in front of screens, that's not living. So whether you want to connect with someone or you want to go for a walk or you want to window shop even, or take yourself out to brunch and, I don't know, take yourself on a solo trip, any of the living stuff, that's what's going to nourish the soul. And I do know that women are way too isolated right now. And it's this female connection, friendship. I've been having some great journaling time by myself. I've been taking myself out for some solo dinners while Glenn has been away. And that has been excellent. That has been definitely needed, and the time and space. But like, you know, it's Monday when I'm recording this, and the nourishment that I still feel from the relationship and the experience and like literally creating a life of grandeur. And it doesn't have to be a fancy, you know, however many course meal in New York City. That just happened to be what happened on Saturday for me. But it's like grandeur can come with things that cost money or don't cost money. But what costs us really is the unlived life. And this is my message to myself. It's my message to you. It's my message to women everywhere. Getting out and connecting with others. The right others. The right others. And especially for those of you single moms, you know, those of you that I'm fortunate enough to cross paths with, and I hear like how much you're working on your life or your career or your business, and then how much you're pouring into your child or children. And it's like, one woman said, you know, it's like what's left for her is a bag of potato chips and a gin and tonic. And I was like, all right, I'm not mad at either, but you know, there is more to life. There is more to life, and there's more meant for each of us. And I know what having adult female friendships, I know what it is to not really have many of them. I wrote about this in my book. And then I know what it is to have them. And this is what I want for you. I want you to be able to live life from a place of thriving. And those career goals you have, or money goals you have, or whatever it is, they're likely going to come from other people. Or through other people, I mean. And so getting out, and I'm not talking about networking. I'm talking about real relationships. I'm talking about connecting. And In some ways, it's been a little bit easier for me to do this in New York City because I'm new here. And there's people that I've either wanted to connect with or wanted to reach out to. I'm not like in my normal, dynamics. And it feels great. I get it. I get the temptation to just stay in and order Chinese. I do. But every time I walk out the door and I walk down the street and I'm like in the buzz and the vibe of it, and every time I go and make a plan with another friend to go meet in person, and typically I'm not even great with Instagram these days because I'm actually just really there for the human. Like I said, thank goodness, Susan. You have courtesy of Susan if you're listening or watching my stories today, because pictures of that exquisite experience are there. And maybe I'll even do a feed post on it so it'll stay there longer for everyone. And this is one of the things that I do miss about the Divine Living Academy and a lot of the other programs I did that had an in-person component. I loved it, of course, because that's where I create real relationships with my clients, like in the room, in person. My clients know it doesn't matter how many hundreds of people are in the program. Like if you show up and make an effort, I'm going to know you and you're going to know me and we're going to know each other. And then I saw the community that gets created, the lifelong friendships, the business besties, the collaborations that do show up, the podcast swaps and all the great things. So I wanted this to be a message today in whatever way is going to get you out there and get you connected to living your bigger life. I don't want you feeling like you've got to do it on your own and figure it all out and hunker down and save money and like all of that practical stuff that's getting in the way of your feminine flair. And I want you to get out and connect. And I want you to get out and meet people. And if it needs to start on Zoom, fine. But, I've done the wear the yoga pants below, put on the blouse and the red lipstick and the earring and the top knot. It's like, it's fine, but you've been staring at a screen for years now. Like getting out and living and experiencing. That's where the real fun is. That's where the real miracles occur. And that's why I'm so looking forward to being in the room with women at my retreat in Naples, August 5 through 7. We'll put a link in the show notes. And if you have not gotten yourself registered and it's just tapping on your heart or calling to you to rearrange your schedule, get childcare handled, get in the room. You are going to meet high quality, high caliber women who are investing in themselves, who desire an even bigger something for themselves, who are cool and classy and spiritual and fun and funny. And you're going to go out to dinners with them and you're going to be in the room with me and them over the course of 3 glorious transformational days. It is not going to be the same. So whatever you're working on in your life, is this the relationship that you're supposed to be in or stay in, or is there something else for you career-wise, or whatever it is you are looking to heal, that's what goes on during the day. And then at night, you're going to go to an exquisite or 3 exquisite dinners also. And you're going to look into people's eyes and you're going to see laughter and you're going to see yourself. And then you're going to see tears and then you're going to see more laughter. And you're going to get you really belong here. The Divine Living community is something, it's, years and years and years later, I'll still see women connecting, traveling together, being on each other's podcasts, masterminding, showing up in different cities and going out together. And it's really, really beautiful to see. And in all this uncertainty, this much I know for sure. It is one way that you can move your life forward dramatically. Get out of the house, get out from behind the computer, come get close to me, get in the room, meet the others, and live your life. Live your life. All right, my darling. Well, speaking of, it's time to take Lily for a walk. So I'm going to go do a little walk and I look forward to being with you next time. Mwah! Lots of love.